Hello everybody, welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. My name's Deshaun, and you know what? After seeing WandaVision episode 4, the intro got me going. Now, this is something I've been meaning to talk about, but like every time I want to talk about it, something either happens or it just kind of skips my mind. But I've often thought that Marvel has this 5-year gap that we have never seen. A 5-year gap in time that is unaccounted for. There isn't a gap in time like that in the MCU. Not really. There's every year an MCU movie comes out, and every year that a movie takes place in actual real time. Maybe there's a year or so difference, a couple months difference, but for the most part, it's pretty much, but there's an entire 5-year chunk in the MCU unexplored. And I feel like, and there's an entire 5-year chunk where the Avengers weren't a thing, an entire 5-year chunk where it's basically confirmed by the way Captain America's acting and the way Tony's acting. Captain America, Tony Stark have not been active superheroes. That basically, the world's in chaos. A lot of the other heroes are off in outer space. Wakanda is without a king, so we don't know how they're handling it. Like, there's this whole gap in time that is so fascinating. But I don't know if we'll ever get that. I don't know if we'll ever get to see, because I just don't know. But I feel like there's so much storytelling potential. So many characters and villains that could come out of that 5-year gap. And they kind of touched upon it in this latest episode of WandaVision. Spoiler alert. But the episode the episode starts with Monica Rambeau coming back from the snap, aka the Blip. By the way, I want to clarify this for some people. Some people don't know this. It's okay. I know stuff like this. But technically, in the MCU, when Thanos snapped his hands and everyone died, it is called the Decimation. You can look it up. In the MCU, when all the people disappeared, it's called the Decimation. When everybody came back, it's called the Blip. Because I've seen some people get that confused, and I just wanted to clarify it for you. You're listening to this video. When everyone dusted away, it was called the Decimation. And when everyone came back, it was called the Blip. I guess it was called the Blip because everyone just came back so sudden that it was just like a blip. Like it was like, boop, they're back, and they're back. So I guess it does make a little bit of sense. You couldn't have some dramatic, word for, everyone, coming back. It's like they came back. What do you want? But anyway, in that sequence at the beginning of WandaVision, episode 4, it really highlighted how much stuff could have happened. I mean, think about this. Maria Rambeau continued to run SWORD, and died in that time frame. Just imagine how much other stuff happened in that time frame. Clint Barton went on a murdering spree in that time frame. It's a lot of crazy stuff could have happened. Who knows? They could have set up Shang-Chi. There's so many things they could do with that 5-year gap. There's so many characters and villains they could set up in that 5-year gap. There's this 5-year blank spot in the MCU with limitless potential. Now, I've had this thought, but I don't think the MCU would ever do it because it's so weird and out there. Well, not weird and out there. It's just so not something the MCU would do. But I would not be opposed to you getting a really big time direct, a really auteur director to direct a movie or a show about normal people dealing with the snap. That's such a fascinating thing. I would love to see that. Couldn't you see that? A show about somebody, a straight up drama that takes place in the MCU. That would be crazy because the MCU, I think, is big enough to do it, man. I really think the MCU is big enough to have a straight up drama happen in the MCU. The world of the MCU is so massive and so rich that they could have other things happening inside of it, that could happen simultaneously and not actually impact the MCU itself. One of my favorite one-shot, I don't know if you guys remember this one-shot, I think it was item 47 or something like that. It was a one-shot about these college kids who stole one of the Chitauri weapons. And they went on a robbing spree and started robbing banks and stuff, and it was crazy. But I love the concept of it, right? Because you could do that, and ever since I saw that one shot item, I think it's item 47, but it could be something else. Ever since I saw that one shot, I was always like, man, the MCU could do that. They could easily be like, hey, we're gonna give this auteur director or whatnot some cash, and he can put together a crew or whatever, and they can make a simple story about someone dealing with the events, about like a straight up drama about a these normal people, this normal person or normal family dealing with the events of what happened in the snap, and them dealing with all this other stuff. Like, that has nothing to do with completely in the MCU. It's just like the MCU is just the backdrop for what's happening. Like, I'm telling you, dude, that would be amazing. But that's just what I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to really highlight that because I don't see enough people talking about it. That 5-year gap. Please comment below. What kind of stories do you think the MCU can tell in that 5-year gap? I might make a follow-up video if anyone's got something really cool. I'm already thinking about stuff. I'm probably going to make something about WandaVision, but I just wanted to put that out there. The MCU's 5-year gap has limitless story potential, and honestly, I really want to see, would be awesome. They don't gotta do it, honestly. I just think it'd be cool, and it'd be a flex if they had a drama that took place in the MCU, a straight up drama. Go get those awards and be like, yeah, it took place in the MCU, but it was just about normal people dealing with this stuff. It's just fascinating. So, thank you guys for joining the Comic Guy Movie Show. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment below, like I said, what ideas do you have for something that took place in that 5-year gap? What happened? Any characters pop up, any stories, any things that are set up, comment below, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.